Hi there, so this is a power flow. It's in 3 sections. I suppose in a way 4 sections, the warm-up and the sun salutation beginning, and then 3 sections of work that we're going to look at on a sort of held basis with the breath, do each section individually, and then come and put it all together in one breath, one movement flow. So really enjoy the class. Just take the options as well. If you want to take away some of the power moves, I will always give you an option to hang around in a down facing dog, or even just to take a child's pose whenever you need it, so that you get the most out of practice for yourself today. So we're going to start on our knees and hands. And it's always a good way, especially when we're in this type of environment where I'm sort of filming and all I can see is myself and you're watching me, but I can't see what you're doing. So just working through some cat-cow spine, to me, is a really sort of perfect way to link your breathing to your movement, which is most important. So you create this moving meditation with your breath and your physical movement. And whether it's just through cat-cow, like we are doing now, or whether we're in a wild plank or a fallen triangle pose, and all those are in the class today. So I can see the switch is going off now already on the video. But all of them still require that moving meditation, that breath and that physical movement working together gracefully. It's a really good word actually, gracefully. But this is just telling you how your body is responding, how your weight feels on your wrists and hands, how your spine is feeling as you mobilize, and also your energy and your concentration, because we're doing a few of these today. And sometimes your concentration wavers somewhere else in your day. Now from the top of this next cat spine, all I'm going to ask you to do is raise your right arm up and just do 3 threads of the needle, because this will come back in a little while. So you're just going to thread the needle through and reach the arm up. And find your first bit of power by pushing that arm through and pulling the arm up. And this will just wake up your waist as well. And reach up as if you had a target to touch, and then just bring that hand down. Find the top of your cat, take the left arm up. Nice easy mobilizing exercise, just threading through and reaching up, but we're adding a bit of power by that feeling of push and pull. Your breath out, breath in, little hold, touch your target. And then back to your hands on the mat, your cat spine, and down facing dog. Let's get a little movement in a down dog. It's quite nice if you're on your own at home, you can just go for it. Really go for the dancing in your down dog. Anything goes. If you've got some music on, it really doesn't matter if your down dog is matching the music or whether it's completely out of tune, who cares? As long as it feels good, it's good. Walk your feet to the top of your mat. Hands resting on your shin bones, midway spine. And then fold your legs with straight or bent legs, probably bent legs to start with. Taking the arms all the way up, lifting up out of your Tadasana. And finding Tadasana. Exhale, 3 sun salutation A's with slightly different variations in that plank hold. So let's see where we are from here. Tadasana, top end of the mat. Toes are spread out, feet nice and broad. Weight evenly spread. Shoulders back and down, lower belly lifted, tailbone tucked in, perfect standing position. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift your chest again so your back is flat. And then fold back to your legs, hands firm on the floor. Take a little sneaky peek forward and then step back to plank. All we're going to do is in our plank, we're going to lift one foot off the floor and just try resting it lightly on top of the other heel. Holding 2. 1, lift, hold, and place it back on the floor. Do the same with your left. Lift, how does it sort of feel slightly off balance? Tuck your foot on your heel, lift it and hold it, and back to that plank position. Lower your knees and sit back to child's. And as you sit back at child's, take a gaze to your hands and slide through onto your belly, moving your hands to where you need to find just a low cobra. And always coming up into that first cobra, I think, feels really tight and really sort of a little bit, oh my goodness, what are you doing to me? So therefore, let's come back down through chest, chin, nose and forehead. Change the position of your hands if that's how you felt, and come back up so that your back is sinking. Absolutely can manage and deal with these cobras today. And then all the way back down. We're going to go back to our child's. Exhale. We're going to come over the top of our cat spine and back to our down facing dog, and maybe just take a little form check here with your alignment in your legs and that sort of feeling of not being too vulnerable and bouncy in your spine, long in your neck, relaxed in shoulders. Gazes forward, you can walk, step or jump, top of mats, and then come to your flat back. Exhale, fold. Circle the arms all the way back up. Come back to Tadasana where we started. Let's do another variation. Take a breath in and extend the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana, lift the chest to gaze. And take that little bow back to your legs each time. As you shift your gaze forward, step or try a little jump to your plank. We're just going to try 2 press ups here. Down and up. Inhale. Exhale. On the third, lower your knees and your chest and slide through to that cobra again. Just rolling down into your back. Tucking your toes and down facing dog. Exhale. Back to form here, back to stillness or movement, whatever you need. Back to that moving meditation of breath and physical movement working gracefully together. Gazes forward, step or jump, top of mat. Flat back spine, fold to your legs. Circle the arms up. We're going to link this next one from here. Exhale, Uttanasana. Lift the chest flat back, fold to the legs, exhale. That little look forward with your gaze. Step or try a little jump back. Right foot on top of left. 1 press up, back to plank. Lift that foot, hold. And lower. Left foot on top of right. 1 press up, 1 plank. Lift that foot, hold, and back to your plank. Your vinyasa now, knees or chaturanga. Stay with cobra or up dog and down facing dog. Exhale. We should feel a little warmer now. So we've got this lovely long downward facing dog where we could sort of start out our first sequence. Going to take our right leg off the mat and bend the knee just a little bit, so heel to bottom, but don't overturn out the hips. Going to bring your knee to your opposite elbow and give it a little tap. It's going to go to the same elbow as well and back up. Now we use this a fair amount, so see how you get on with it. Let's do it again. Knee to opposite elbow, to same elbow, and then back to 3-limb down dog. Then bring your foot in between your hands, high lunge position. Hands pressing together above your head here, and just try and establish a bit of a balanced relationship between your back and your front leg. We're going to bring our hands to our heart as we bring our back knee to the floor. And then we're going to circle the arms up as we straighten both legs. And if you wobble, join the club. We come back again, down into that lunge, and back to 2 straight legs. Now this time as we bend the knee, we twist that lunge. Going to twist it here like this. And you can bring your back knee to the floor. You can leave your hands to your chest, or you have the option to open out those arms and spread your wings. Whatever feels good. The hands then come back together at the chest. We're going to spin to face our front thigh and just hover here with your back heel pressing back. And I am going to give you a little offer to lift your front heel off the floor, but still feel like you're pulling forward a little bit to load that front leg a little, and see how you feel. And you should feel that creating a little bit of heat and burning in the quad, maybe even in the glutes as well. Now softly lower the heel, and we're going to step the back foot in to chair position. Try and stay low in the legs. Going to circle the arms up, keep the legs, and then take a flat back dive here. And this reminds me like an ironing board opening up. So let's be an ironing board with our spine. Squeeze the belly in and hold. And if you're feeling really powerful, lift those heels off the floor and get lower. Hold in 5, 4, 3, 2, hands to mat, Uttanasana. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, lift the arms, raise the arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift the chest to gaze. Take that fold to the legs, exhale. That look forward as you breathe in, and step or jump plank, just a vinyasa, your vinyasa, and I would meet you in down facing dog. Exhale. So we're starting to warm up now. Should be starting to feel quite warm. Left leg off the mat. You don't have to do this. If it doesn't suit you, power goes and you just stay in down dog. Opposite heel to bottom. Now bring your knee to your opposite elbow, to your same elbow, and back to 3 limb down facing dog. Again with me. So it's opposite, it's same, and it's extend. And then all the way through, help it if you need to, come up into that high crescent lunge. And really find that again, that balanced relationship with your back heel pressing up, back, and your front leg not feeling too loaded with your thigh. Now as you drop your back knee down, hands come to your chest. As you straighten both legs, your arms circle. How high? Challenge it. Come back down into that knee bend and back up into those pyramid legs. Now twist your lunge. If you're wobbling, if you're struggling, put your back knee on the floor. Stay as you are. If you're feeling amazing, lower your right hand, extend your left, spread your wings. A little bit more intensity. If you are there with me, bring your hands back together, little wobble there, and turn to face your front thigh. So this is where your back leg can be a really good friend to you. Hold strong in your back leg. Tip a little further over that front thigh. Try that heel raise. Try it, see if you can manage it. Feel that heat building in your quad, your calf maybe, in your glutes. Hold in 3, 2, now we're going to lower the heel and just quietly step in. Chair pose, stay low, I know it's burning. Circle the arms up and then drop the spine parallel to your mat. Try off your heels. Try going deeper into your legs. It's the longest you hold it, it's the last time you hold it. 3, 2, hands to mat, heels to mat, Uttanasana. Forward fold. Take a breath in, extend the arms high. And let's find Tadasana, exhale. Let's look at our next sequence. This is one of my favourites. This does instill some power. I will give you options just to modify where I can. Take a breath in. No chair pose this time. Just Uttanasana, forward fold. Lift the chest to gaze. Heel toe your feet so they're hip distance. And just find your big toes, your blocks, your elbows, and just take a little hold here. Bit of a rest from our first warm-up. Bit of a preparation for what's to come. You can have it all sway around. Feel like the breeze has picked up and it's just moving you around a little bit. You might want to move your head around, like you were just drawing a figure 8 with your head, or just shaking it around a little bit. And then as you inhale, lift the chest. Place the hands on the mat, bring some weight into the hands, bend the knees, and jump to your plank. And then bring your right foot on top of your left. Find one press up, one plank, lift that leg, hold, and place it back on the mat. Left foot lifts on top of your right, one press up, one plank, lift, hold to plank. Now join me in a vinyasa, and I will meet you in downward facing dog. So let's just find that movement again, just with the right side. Right leg leaves the mat, bend the knee. Right knee to opposite elbow, to same elbow, and back to 3-limb down facing dog. And again, knee to opposite, to same, to plank this time. Lower your knees and sit back to child's. So we're going to go back to a movement we used right at the very beginning and build on it. We're going to come up onto our knees and hands into the top of our cat spine. Take your left arm off the mat and reach it high. Add that power move of threading the needle through. Exhale. And reaching up. Inhale. Do that one more with me. So thread through, exhale. Now as you reach the arm high, move your right hand forward a little bit. And if you can, come and join me in a side plank, whether this arm is lifted or extended. Maybe you need to put your right knee on the floor to see how it feels. And then just spinning round to plank and moving up into down facing dog. Take your right leg off the mat, bend your knee heel to bottom. Now instead of opposite elbow this time, we're going to drop that foot if we can all the way down to the mat and lightly touch the floor with our left hip. And as we lift both hips up, we're going to reach and try and turn our chest, our hips, our heart to face the ceiling in a wild plank. Now if it's in your practice, look at your mat, bring your right hand down and thread your right leg through, whether it goes onto the floor or off the floor into your fallen triangle. And then both hands back, lift that leg up, 3-limb down dog, and we're going to finish as we started with opposite elbow, same elbow, 3-limb down facing dog. We did one more, opposite, same, extend, back to your down facing dog, and let's come into a vinyasa, just a vinyasa this time. Halfway down, inhale up, exhale, downward facing dog, and we're back here. I just have a pedal out. So it's quite a toughie, that one. So from our down facing dog, let's lift our left leg off the mat. Bend the knee, explore that knee bend, explore that little topple over. Don't go there just yet. Knee to opposite elbow. Knee to same elbow. 3-limb down facing dog. You can always leave one of these out, you can leave these out completely. One more, opposite, same, extend. Come back to down facing dog and plank. From your plank, lower your knees and sit back child's pose. And if you need to, give your wrists a little circle around. They're not really used to all this work and this imprint we put on them, so they naturally are going to rebel a little bit. So just get a little bit of movement into those. And let's come over the top of our cat. So right arm we lift, inhale. And we thread the needle through, exhale. We lift that arm one more time. And a bit of power as we thread through. Now as that right arm lifts, your left hand moves a little bit further forwards. And we're up into your side plank. Whether your arm is extended like mine or whether it's high, put your left knee on the floor. Just have a go, see how it feels. Now we turn into plank and up into down facing dog. Be our left leg that lifts off the mat. And this time as you drop the heel to the bottom, if you can, you're going to bring that foot all the way down behind your right foot. You drop your right hip to the ground. And then it's your hips, your heart, your chest will spin to the ceiling, wild plank. If it's in your practice, look at your hands. Bring your hand to your mat. Take your left leg through. I'll show you how to modify it. Put your foot on the floor. Raise your arm up. That hand can stay on the mat if you need to. Or you can have a go at lifting this leg off the mat. And come back to your plank and your down facing dog. Exhale. So that's quite a sequence to put together with the breath. But we're going to have a try. If it's not in your practice or if not in your desire, then you can always take a short rest here. Rise to your toes, look at your hands, step or jump, top of your mat, back is flat. Exhale, forward to your legs. Inhale, sweep up the arms. Let's use all this heat and go straight forward. Exhale. Move in meditation. Graceful. Lift the chest to gaze. Fold to the legs. Exhale. Take that gaze forward. Step or jump to plank. From plank, knees straight back to your child's. Come over the top of your cat and take your left arm up. Once through that needle, exhale. As you lift that arm, move your right hand forward and join me in a side plank. As you turn to plank, take your right leg high, 3-limb down facing dog. Bend your knee and drop your foot to the ground, your left hip to the ground, and then up into your wild plank. Have a look at your mat. If it's in your practice, thread your right leg through and find your fallen triangle. As you spin back, take that leg high, 3-limb down facing dog. Knee to opposite elbow, to same elbow, to 3-limb down facing dog, and down facing dog. Exhale. Come forward to your plank. Lower your knees, sit back to your child's. Exhale. Do that little bit of wrist movement if you need to. Come over the top of your cat, your right arm lifts. Thread that arm through the needle, inhale. Lift that arm high, move your left hand slightly forward and come into a side plank. As you turn to plank, your left leg will lift. You're going to drop your heel to your bottom and lower that foot down to your mat. Your hip, your right hip lowers and then lifts as you wild your plank. Try and turn your hips, your heart to the ceiling. Look at your mat. Bring your hand there. Bring your left leg through. Your variation, try it. Fallen triangle. And then back to your 3-limb down facing dog. You could just take down dog from there. Or knee to opposite elbow. To same elbow. To 3-limb down facing dog. And back to down facing dog. Exhale. Walk your hands to your feet. Bend your knees lows. Grab your elbows in front of or behind your legs. And just sort of snuggle into a bit of a standing up, sort of child's type pose. And just get a couple of breaths going. Excuse me, I just cough. And let's just sort of stay here for a moment. So 2 done. We have 1 more. My favourite part. And then we'll put it all together. So we're just going to walk out to our down facing dog. And then walk our feet to our hands, top of the mat. Let your hands rest on your shins and that lovely basic long spacious midway spine. And then forward fold, maybe your legs will stay straight this time. Take a breath in, circle the arms all the way up. And find Tadasana, exhale, how are we doing? So we have 1 more, which has got a little bit of a power move at the end. I'd love you to try it, even if you only manage it once, and then we'll put everything together. And then we're done. So, top of the mat. Shoulders easy down your back. Take a breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, just sort of quietly anchor yourself into your Tadasana. Let's try this last phase of our Vinyasa. Circle the arms, inhale. Forward fold, Uttanasana, exhale. Lift the chest to gaze and fold back to your legs. Heel toe your feet. Find your big toes or maybe just tuck your hands under your feet if that's in your practice now as we heat with bell. And I'm sweating a little bit, I hope you are. Again, the breeze picks up and it just sort of moves you around a little bit. maybe even forward and back if you've got confidence to topple your balance a little bit. And then as you lift your chest, release your hands from under your feet if they're, otherwise you're going to get a bit stuck. And step or jump to your plank. You can hang around plank, you could take a child's recovery if you want to, or right foot on top of left. One press up, one plank, lift, hold, replace. Left foot on top of right, one press up, one plank, lift, hold to plank. Your Vinyasa. Join me in down facing dog. Exhale. So we're just going to bring our right foot in between our hands. Our back foot to the floor, and let's be a warrior one. And take a warrior one here, and then just take the arms from above your head to behind your back. I look at this like a cat-cow variation. So this is our sort of cow pose as we open our chest high and we drop our hands low. Now we change that, we turn that inside out by folding over our front thigh. A little bit more of a curve in your spine as you reach your arms, and just do what you want to with these arms. Your shoulders will tell you where you can move these arms to. Don't force anything, your shoulders will just rebel and they will stop the movement. And then as you come back, you're sort of forward here. Have a little practice at hovering over this front thigh again. Place both hands just beside your toes or in front of your toes. And then just step your back foot in a little bit. Sorry, my brain went blank there. Step your back foot in a little bit so that you're more head to knee. So those of you that have got a bit confused there, have a quick look at the screen. And we've got our sort of shorter stride with our legs straight. Tuck your right hip in, lift your chest high. This front leg can be bent. You can have blocks there if you need to. You can stay with your back flat, or you can fold over that leg. Exhale. Whatever feels good. My hamstrings feel fine. This is probably the second, third time I've practiced this class today. So my hamstrings are quite happy with this. Whatever works for you. It's probably why my brain went into neutral gear a moment there. Lift the chest to gaze. Okay, from there, we're going to just bring the hands forward and lift the back leg off the floor. Now it's only coming to hip height. It's not standing splits, and it's not going to turn into standing splits. It's going to test your balance a little bit. So we're going to get this lovely long tabletop spine. Switch on your core abs, and then bend both knees, and like there's a popper holding your knees together. Have a go. If you can't do it, then your hands just come back to the floor. It doesn't matter. Bring your hands away and hold them at your chest. Keep your back flat like a warrior three as you extend the leg back and bend the leg in. Extend the leg back and bend the leg in. Extend back, bend in. Two more. Extend and bend. Last one. Extend and step in chair pose. Circle the arms up. Stay low in the legs. Try that sort of flat back, ironing board spine again. Hold in 3, 2, hands to mat, forward fold on 1. Lift the chest, just shake out the legs if you need to. Come all the way up, inhale. And let's find Tadasana. Exhale, let's try side 2. And then let's put everything together. So from your Tadasana, take a breath in. Extend the arms high. Exhale, fold forward. Uttanasana. Lift the chest. Fold to the legs. This time just take that leg gaze forward. Step or jump. Just a Vinyasa. Into your up dog. Maybe stay in cobra. And downward facing dog. Exhale. So we're just stepping our left foot in between our hands. And just pivoting our back foot to the floor. So we can lift up into a warrior one. And just sort of manage your back leg and just adjust your hips. So your warrior one feels quite nice, feels good. We're going to take our arms from above to behind our back. Going to open our chest, lift our chest. That lovely sort of crescent moon type spine as well. and then tip over your thigh. Always imagine my thigh is hot. So as I fold over this thigh, I'm not using it as a shelf to rest on. I'm using it as a shape to move over the top of. And then just be really nice and respectful to your shoulders. You can even have a little look at your back leg. Is it straight? You need to do anything with that. As you come halfway, just that small hover, maybe you can bend your knee a little more. Place your hands on the mats just by your foot, and just enough in with that back foot that we can get our back heel on the floor, and we can make sure that we're not just using this front leg, that we're also using this back leg. Blocks is good, bent leg if you need it, flat back, or just go for that lovely fold. Another option, if you've got that in your practice, you could perhaps catch hold of your back calf and draw on that to deepen that stretch, one or two of you, or maybe all of you. Just see how that feels, but if that's not great for your balance, then don't go there. And then as you lift your chest just a little bit further in front of your toes, lift your back leg and stretch it. It's just the height of your hip. Bend your knees and just lightly pop your knees together. And maybe just try that hands to heart option, even if you have to put them down. Keeping that warrior 3 feel as you extend and bend. Extend and bend. For 3, and in, and 4. Last one. Extend and step in. Inhale, reach the arms up. Take that flat back iron board shape to your spine, parallel to your mat, and then fold over your legs. Exhale. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Take a fold back to your legs. Raise your arms on an inhale. And Tadasana on an exhale. So we're going to put all that together. One breath, one movement. Some of it we sort of strip away, some of it we increase the power. Let's see how it goes. So find your breath, find your focus, find your grounding. Inhale, circle the arms. Exhale, fold forward, Uttanasana. Lift the chest, gaze, back is flat. Fold to the legs, exhale. As we shift the gaze forward, we step or jump plank. Right foot on left heel. One press up, one plank, lift, hold, and plank. Left foot lifts, on heel, one press up, one plank, lift, hold, and plank. Meet me in downward dog, through Vinyasa, and down facing dog. Exhale. Right leg leaves the mat. Bend the knee to opposite elbow, to same elbow, 3 limb down dog. One more. From opposite elbow to same elbow to 3 limb down dog. Bring it all the way through. Come into your high lunge. Inhale. Bring your knee to the mat, your hands to your heart. Straighten both legs. Inhale, circle the arms. One more. Drop down into that lunge. Up into those pyramid legs. And then twist. Twist your lunge. Spin to face your front thigh. Step your back foot in. Chair pose. Circle your arms up. Forward fold. Exhale. Lift the chest to gaze. Step or jump to plank. Lower your knees. Sit back to child's pose. Exhale. You could always rest this section if it was too big for you. Come over the top of cat. Take your left arm up. Take one thread of the needle. Exhale. As you lift the arm, move your right hand slightly and join me in a side plank. Now look at your mat, and as you spin to plank, your right leg lifts. We bend the knee, we look at the mat, and we bring our foot down to the mat. Our left hip taps the mat, and then we lift up into our wild plank. Another look at your mat. If it's in your practice, thread the needle through with your right leg and find your fallen triangle. As you come back, 3 limb down facing dog with that right leg. Opposite knee to elbow. same elbow, and 3 limb down facing dog. Step that leg through between your hands. Bring your back foot to the floor, and as you inhale, warrior one. Take your hands behind your back. Open your chest, your knuckles to your back thigh or calf. Take that forward dive. Remember your thigh is hot, so just move slightly away from that thigh. Come to that flat back spine. Place your hands in front of your toes and lift your back leg hip height. Bend your knee, pop them together, hands to heart if you can. 3 times. Extend and bend. Extend and bend. Last one. Extend, bend and chair. Circle the arms up. Flat back with your spine parallel to your mat. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, the arms raise all the way up. Exhale, Tadasana. 1 to go. Circle the arms, new breath in. Exhale, fold forward, forward fold. Gazes forward, step or jump. Left foot on top of right, 1 press up, 1 plank, lift leg, hold, back to plank. Right on top of left, halfway down, plank, lift, hold, and plank. Vinyasa, meet me, in downward facing dog. Exhale. Left leg leaves the mat, bend the knee, not too much hip there. Knee to opposite elbow, to same elbow, and back. 1 more of those, to opposite, to same, to high. Step that leg through. It might need a little help as you fatigue. Come up into your high lunge, circle your arms. Drop your back knee to the mat as your hands come to your heart. Straighten both legs, reach the arms up. 1 more the same. Inhale, exhale. Now bend that knee, exhale, twist. Spin to face your front thigh. Step into chair. Circle the arms up, just chair pose. Uttanasana, forward fold, exhale. Take a breath in, lift the chest. Fold back to the legs, hands firm on the mat. Lift the chest, inhale, step or jump plank. Lower your knees, sit back to child's. Again, option just to leave this big power section out and join us in a warrior. Or come over the top of your cat, your right arm is lifted. We thread that needle through just once. As you raise the arm, we're coming up into your side plank. Now as you gaze at your mat, plank, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, look at the mat, bring your foot to the ground. Drop your right hip down. And then wide out your plank. As you lift your heart, your chest, your hips to the sky, look at your mat. Bring your hand to the mat. And then if it's there for you, your fallen triangle. Last one. Back to your 3 limb. Down facing dog. Knee to opposite elbow. Exhale. Same elbow. And back. 1 more. Last one of these. Opposite. Same. And high. Bring that leg through. It might need some help. Back foot to the floor. Warrior one. Oh, it feels so nice when we get up into these lovely warriors. Hands behind your back. Heart to sky. Inhale. And then think of that thigh. Shape your body over the top of that thigh, not on top of it. Let your gaze look at your back leg. Your shoulders feel nice and graceful. Come halfway up. Bring your hands just by your toes. Step your back foot in and fold to your front leg. I think I might have left this out in the last bit. If I did, I apologise. Take a breath in, lift the chest, hands just in front. Lift your back leg off the mat. Popping your knees together. It's the only time you try, hands to heart. Let's go for 3. Extend and bend. Tight belly, strong legs. Last one. Step in chair, stay low. Circle the arms, frame your head with your arms. Find that flat back so you're parallel to your mat with your spine. Hands to mat, exhale, forward fold. Lift the chest to gaze, cross one leg behind the other and find your way to your backs and hug your knees to your chest. Your back, a little massage there. And just get your breathing back to that calm, full breath. However much we try to keep that breath constantly flowing gracefully with that movement, sometimes we just need to come back and remind ourselves how it feels. So a couple of hip stretches to complement that practice, I think. So we're going to grab the side of our heels with our hands. The outside of our heels are strapped, backs of our calves are our thighs. Flex your feet to the ceiling. And just that feeling like you're rocking around in the breeze again. Just to get into the back as well. And you can do single leg if that suits you. Just do one, then do the other. It's all good. All these finishing stretches, you can spend much longer with these. I'm always conscious with my sort of filming skills that I have and the sort of the equipment that I use, and that I'll run out of filming time, so I'd love to spend an hour and a half on this with you, but I know that it would all flick off and you would be left hanging around in your happy baby and I'd be gone. We're going to cross your left leg over your right, but still catch hold of your heels. Bring your heels down to your hips, they can stay there, or lift them up and create this sort of victory V shape. Flex your feet like cow's horns, and then play with the pressure and the feeling in your hips until you sort of in your mind, you think, oh, I've got that now, I can feel that now. And that's what you want. And that will just get into your hips slightly differently. And to me, a combination of flexibility and strength is a really great combination to have in our bodies. So this is sort of creating that, I think. And then just let your feet go and they will just ping back down. Your left knee should be on top, so we take our legs to the right side. That's quite a powerful twist, so if that's too big for you, just uncross your legs. Just do what you need to. And enjoy. These lovely spinal twists that we find in a lying position are always so relaxing and earned, I think. You've earned this. So please stay there longer if you need to. You could always pause and then play again. You've got that in your life there. Let's come back, at least in a class situation. And you have no time to press the pause button on me and hug your knees in. Let's cross our right over our left. Grab hold of our heels. Draw your heels to your bottom. Wouldn't that be nice if you went to a class when we get back to live teaching in classes and you're thinking, oh my goodness, I just need to pause her. And then a little button that you can press that just pauses. How good. And then let's just see, take those legs high. Sorry, my imagination are running away with me. Find that feeling in your legs, flex your feet. You can't hold your heels, you've got calves you can hold. You've got maybe a strap or even just the backs of your thighs. Get a little massage going. Again, press pause on me if you need to stay here longer, or just let those feet go and take your legs over to the left side this time. Your legs will drag you that way. If your arms feel high, if your shoulders feel tight, just move them. Your arms. And then as we come back in, hug your knees. Big squeeze of your knees. Curl your head up to meet your legs. If you want to take some savasana and just have some time for yourself before you get on with your day, then that's absolutely fine. I'm just going to come up to seated to say goodbye to you all. So you could just lie yourselves down if you want to, or just come up to seated with me. So thank you so much for trying that class. I do hope you enjoyed it. No warrior twos or triangles or side angles in that one, so it was a little bit different. Lots of power in that one as well. As I say, combination of flexibility and strength is a really perfect combination for us all to hold. So we're just going to take a nice roll back and down of our shoulders. I'm just going to offer you one lovely side stretch. You choose which way you want to go. Think of it as passive and lazy and easy. And then the same the other side. So not really having to make much of this at all. Whatever feels nice. And then as that hand comes down, bring one hand to the opposite knee and just find a gentle twist. Somewhere where you could perhaps just let your gaze settle on that hand behind you, because you get a really nice stretch for the back of the neck and the top of the shoulder there, as well as that twist. And then around to the other side, exhale. And take a little slide forward like we're sitting up in our child's pose. Just rest on the backs or the underneath of the forearms. And bow your head. And then just draw your navel to your spine as you come in like a little Pilates C curve. Roll the shoulders down, and then with me, take a breath in and we breathe in the positive. And we catch it in our palms. And we draw that exhale of positive down to our hearts. And namaste. Have a most amazing day, whatever you're doing, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.